Welcome to Global Strings Alliance first webinar. Today I'll be talking about rote teaching and how to apply it in your classroom and your private studio. I will be demonstrating some of my favorite rote tunes that I used as a public school teacher and I still use in private studio. You should be able to text in questions and comments, and I'll try my best to respond to them as we go through this. There is also a YouTube video made of this, so you can follow it up with that if you want to see some of these demonstrations over again. As a bass player, as a young bass player, I played in rock bands and jazz groups. And one of the things I did was learn songs from rote. So typically, we didn't have lead sheets for these things, and I either learned from the records or from my friends in the band who teach us these songs. And so rote teaching is a significant way of learning music. And I use it in the classroom, and it's a great vehicle for teaching. There's something called what we could call call and response as a way of teaching, and I hope to do a video separate with the group and demonstrate call and response. But you can teach things in the call and response format. So a couple of classic tunes that are in the book that you can teach from rote are You Sleeping, a Fair Rote, and the smaller tunes, which are very similar. They're round. So here is your classic Fair Rote. So in a rote in a classroom setting, or in a private way, you could certainly just play this, and they play after you in time. So you're actually working on rhythm and pitch at the same time. And you can model playing posture, and during that space after you play, you watch the students or you watch the group of students, and they play. And then you can comment on playing posture, a tune, whatever you need to do. So then you can go on. And here, with the violin and viola, you can model fourth fingers. And so you can bring in fourth fingers to the curriculum. Of course, you're planning to do that with the students, depending on the level too, of course. And then, so I use open. Now this little tune is very simple, and it's in almost all, I've never seen a method book that does not have it. But by teaching it from rote, a song that in most cases the kids already know from here, you can focus on tone and playing posture. And for me as a teacher, tone is job one. That's what makes me special as a string teacher. I teach tone. I don't try to teach trumpet tone. I teach good string tone. So Fair Rote or Are You Sleeping is a great one to use. Another one that to take it to another level and teach new things is smaller strings, which is basically the minor version of minor key version of the same song. And there's tons of different things. So I'll play a little bit of this so you can be familiar with it. Again, fourth finger, B flat. So there's the basic song. We call it Mahler theme because it's in the first symphony. It's the one that starts with the bass solo. So there's things that are fantastic. You can create your own arrangement. So for example, the bass could start off by just doing what the symphony does. So you can ask the bass player to start these. It's set to move, so you can actually create an arrangement specific to your group. You have the cellos and basses play with it. And then the whole element of the round, same in Fair Rote, it is chain rhythm. You can have a playing test, 2 kids get up and play, or 3 kids play fair, jock, and around. You can practice it. So same with knowledge, but now we have the minor keys. So you can do phrasing and dynamic shaping. Here's a little example of more of a phrase, certainly. So you can shape that, you can add dynamic shaping to keep it interesting, and just do thinking about music shaping without having to see it on the page. Now, I'm going to demonstrate this song on the cello bass a little bit. I'll just go over the bass and do it first, and then do the cello. One thing with the bass, and I'll just do pizzicato, and you can do this arc, or you can do it with the cello. But on the bass, you can do this in first position or half position. Now, the bass player, you can try it half position. So here's first position. Shape a line, create a move. Now, you can simulate after the bass player. They got a really smart talented bass player, and he's ready to play in half position. So we play in half position, create more challenges, or we layer the challenges. Now on the cello, I love this on the cello, because it allows you to teach the backward extension, which is really easier to teach, a more significant way to do it, rather than what the books use as the forward extension. So let me show how you can do this on the cello. Same tone. I just open. And here it is. So as far as your curriculum with minor keys, there's a great opportunity to teach the backward extension of the cello, which is unique to the cello in a Rote setting. So there are so many ways to do this. If you may notice, I did different bowing. I didn't always use the same bowing with so you can create your own, even the rhythm. If you want to teach the dotted 8/16, go ahead. Otherwise, you don't need to necessarily do that. We'll let that hang it up for you as far as value. So you can create your own arrangements. Now, historically, or how I came to doing Rote teaching, my first year of teaching strings was in New Jersey, South Plainfield, New Jersey. And they had a kind of a beginning string program. And this is the early 1980s. And so I worked with a band teacher there. And we got, within the first few weeks of school, Vietnam boat season. I don't know if you remember this history, but there were like 6 boys that came to this high school. And they were going to be enrolled as ninth graders. And they didn't speak any English. I didn't speak any Vietnamese. And they were called boat people because they speak from Vietnam, and most of them went to the Philippines, and then they came to the USA. So we actually divided up these 2 students, and my band director that I worked with took 3, and he gave me 3. Well, what am I going to teach them? I had a beginning pre-program with hardly any players in it, and the school had the violin, so I started all three of the violin. And what happened was, I figured the best way to teach them was from Rote, to get them started. So at that time, I read the famous Suzuki book, Nurtured by Love, to help me do this. I knew a little bit about Suzuki teaching and the concept about it, but I didn't really have a whole lot of background. So I did a little reading about that, looked at it. I was not a very good violin player, but primarily a bass player at that point. And so I had to kind of spend some time at the beginning stages of violin. The first time I'd ever really done that. Well, it worked pretty well. By the end of the year, they were playing in New York, playing concerts, and they learned to read along the way. I did add books. So after this year of teaching, I had the opportunity to work with one of my mentors, one of the significant people in string education at the time, and that was Robert Culver from the University of Michigan. I did a summer workshop with him. And lo and behold, he had a whole thing set up about rote teaching and devoted to rote teaching. And so from that point, I've always included some level of rote teaching in what I do. And with the concept of actually doing it for ear training, tone, playing posture. And again, back to the Suzuki notion, the mother tongue notion, we all learn to speak and have a big vocabulary and able to express ourselves previously to ever knowing how to write yourself. So that's a little of my background with rote teaching, and I encourage everyone to do this, and I hope to do other videos related to that. Now I'm going to go on and show some of the other things I did or I've done over the years, and I still use this one quite regularly with bass players. I actually have a relatively new bass player, a young man that is now switched from violin to bass, and this little tune here is still very golden for me, and it's so short, but there's a lot in it. I'm going to give you a close-up of the left hand. All right, it's very short. It's Sunshine of Your Love, Eric Clapton and Creed. One of the things that's fun about teaching students a song from Rote, they don't have to have music to practice at home. They can just show up and play it for family and friends. And so, since I'm an old guy, when I first started teaching this song, I'd ask kids to play it, and maybe, I remember I had one particular brilliant 7th-grade girl who knew what it was the first time I played it. I was kind of threw up my lessons completely. But the idea was that they would take it home and play it for a parent, and they'd go, I know that song. What are you doing that in orchestra for? That's a rock song. I know that song. Well, you get some family fun with it. In some cases, they take it home, and maybe mom and dad don't know it nowadays, but maybe granddad or grandma or great Uncle Sue, or also great Uncle Sue, well, and great Uncle Sam, and knows what it is. So you can have the classroom can go home in a fun way. So with the violin and viola, you have the pattern. You also have the blues scale with club instruments. You're teaching the kids a blues scale. And there's so much in this little thing. So we've got a low 2 pattern. Low 4. How many kids, in 4th, 6th grade or whatever, have actually played a low 4 pattern? So. And then you have the blues note. You can let the kids experiment with that sliding around. You can do things like that, and you can venture a little bit what the rhythm swing might do in that. But and getting the kids to repeat it a few times is very valuable. Now, I'll demonstrate on the bass for this, and I love doing this with bass players. And bass players have to learn to shift before everyone else. It's just the way that you can't avoid it in the classroom. So on the bass, student starting in third position. So, one of the things I teach with the bass is the concept of what I call live long and prosper. So you have the old spot thing like this, which relates to the cello. I use this when I'm teaching the cello. So with the cello, with the bass, it's really live long and prosper is this. So here, if I live long and prosper, it's playing in tune. So here you have 11. You have this hand shape. Here are the open strings, steady shift. You get chromatic notes. All right, and then with the cello, you have the forward extension. So let me demonstrate that for you. You have a tune. So the tune is short, and you can't even spend an entire class time, but you can repeat it. The kids like playing it. Sometimes I'll have the kids repeat it, and I will do my own improvisation over it. You're often exposed them to improvisation, even though they not be ready to do it. You can play on top of them, repeating it, have a bass player do it. You can create, again, an arrangement of Sunshine of Your Love. I never got more advanced than add the rest of the tunes. There are things you could do with more. But again, let me demonstrate for the cello what's cool about this. The extension. So the notion of rote means there's no stands in the room. You can teach this without stands in front of them. And that's why I would typically do it, is have no stands out when you first teach it. Because then you don't have to have any of that furniture out in the room. It's a great way to teach, and it's a certain amount of freedom. In my career as a teacher, I used to teach 7th graders, and we do part of the year, or, off and on road. And then I had a kind of a brain thought that I could do the entire first quarter from road. And I did do the entire first quarter from road and actually perform a concert all from road from the first quarter. And I'll take time and I'll start some more of the tunes about this, how I use it, you can add more curriculum, more pedagogy. So here's another one I do, and this is from a little more advanced, and it's also in a book, and I think we have it now, so you can see it. I'll show it. This is where I got these, and I have that, and that's on our website where you can find that. But this one's called Mississippi Reel, and it's in the book. And what great thing is, there's so many great things about it. One of the things we don't typically teach the descending scale first, and this has descending. So you unwrap the fingers. All the books that I know show the scale ascending. There's the method books, but there's so much advantage to learning the descending scale. And if you work with kids, often they play the scale going up, great, and then they come down, it's like, what was that? They couldn't even remember the finger. And I had experience as a dad with my daughter, and I took her to a cello teacher, and the first thing he did was to teach her the C2 octaves, C major scale, descending to staccato. And this was a profound moment to me. This is an old veteran teacher. And I was like, oh, I got recited in the lesson. I was taking the slow process of doing it. So here you have a song that is in just D major that repeats this descending scale. So it goes like this. descending scale. Matching to the octave. Fantastic teaching device. Match to the open string. Descending scale again. Now here, you do this. Often the kids will find that the hardest measure. And here, now this spot, it asks the violin to go across the string. And what I do right here with the violas and cellos and the bass, so they don't have to leave first, they can stay in first. I just transpose it. Simple little thing. And then we go on with the string crossing. So the string crossing is a fantastic teaching spot from Rote, not having to see it on the page, and you can work on bow arm. I'm guessing some of my violinist friends may be commenting on my bow arm. Luby, if you're out there and you want to talk over Allison, they all use the bass player. But it's all great. So you have that kind of a motion with the bow arm. Great leading the fingers down. You know, kids will do this. Totally useless, waste of time. You can also teach them the chord. Right there. So again, now to finish it, I add the blues in it. So what's adding blues or moving like that? It's about pitch manipulation. And you don't want the kids to be squeezing and holding the instrument so tight that they're forcing. So what does that do? It leads things like a lot of shifting. So if you can get the kids to go, it makes a special ending. It adds a blues look to it, which is fun, and they're moving that hand. So the little song can lead on to many other things. So from the bow technique and pedagogy, so you're using basic day-comp-day strokes. You're using the middle of the bow. So you can look around the room. You got the kid doing this? No, get to the middle of the bow. Got a kid riding the frog? Doesn't work right. So you can look, scan the room with no stand, and you can see how they're doing. You can walk around the room as they play it. And great playing test material. You can ask them, as you're teaching it from Rote, who's got it down? So I would teach like, one day, maybe this is all we do. If that's what takes one class time for everybody to do that, okay. And getting the finger patterns, all these things that you would work on, I find this student very, very valuable. Now, for the bass player and the cello, the bass player, depending on how skilled they are, that is pretty advanced stuff to play on the bass. But you can do it. You can also create it and just have them play bass. They can go, yabba-do, ba-ba-do, dee-da-da, beat-bop. We've got fun and say, well, you're ready for a country band. You already got that down. I can hire you. You got that. Or you go. With it. If the bass was extremely advanced, and I've had some that were so good, I just go. You can show them that. So you can adjust it to skills and talent of it. So sometimes if you're stuck, and you just have a brand new bass player and they're a beginner, you can just have them play the bass line. And for a concert purpose, if you play the concert, well, now you've had an arrangement. It's not just a melody. So that's called Mississippi Reel. And again, it's in this book. And that's where I got it. So there's another one, and it's kind of seasonal. Here's, you can fit these in at different times. And this is, you all know this. Oops, I messed up. But so Joy to the World. It's by Handel, and there's this time of year, you could show your kids, or after the concert, if you just miss, let's teach them a song. And you go, well, it's a Christmas song, but it's also candles. So let me show this. Next time without messing it up. But there's so much to teach in this little song. Baroque style, rhythm, and I just do it as it comes. So again, you can stand up from the class and just do this one day. Echo. Let me hear it. And you can do it in time and follow the response. So again, so I'm using the middle of the bow, I'm using short bow strokes, and I'm teaching Baroque style in the rote format that the kids, most kids are going to know the melody. So going on a little bit. Four, three. So we have a classic little Christmas song from Rote that they can go home and play for their friends and family and totally rock that. And again, here's your homework. You can tell the kids, here's your homework. Play Joy to the World for your family and tell me what they said. Love the little tune. Do that. How are we doing on time? Okay, I'm going to just keep going on to the next one. I don't think I, well, maybe I better do Joy to the World a bit. That again will require shifting. So again, you end up having this, bass stars have to learn the shifts for everyone else. That works out a lot pretty well because the open string and again the descending scale. So again, in relationship to Mississippi Real, again, the descending scale. Works out great. I think we're matching the open strings. So after these two, we're going to talk now about things that take you into some new ground as far as technique. And this is shifting. So one of my favorite ones to do to introduce shifting to students is this silly little song. See how many people, I won't say what it is, you know what the words are. All right, so you have the 1 to 1. So really, where we should be learning to shift, to me, is fourth position, rather than third or second or something else. Because the instrument's so well marked, fourth position. You don't need tapes, it's the feel. So, again. So the word for the title of the song is How Dry I Am. How dry I am, how wet I'll be if I don't find that bathroom key. So I teach the word. The kids just chuckle. They haven't heard of it. It's another one they can take home and see if anybody knows the word. I think I remember a student took it home and grandma signed the rest of the word, and she went again asked for it. You ordered a song like that for it, and it's not. And the kids do things. Well, I'm learning to shift. So go moment for the children to teach, or the new students to teach a parent or some other adult. Now, you can do this on many keys or start on other strings. I do 1-1. You can do open to third position or different patterns. But I always do 1-1 to learn that one to shift, the first string to shift. You can change it to another key. So you can do it here. And so the other thing is, because it's really a drinking song, that's what it comes from, sliding around and having fun with it's fine. And I've done it where the kids, I tell the kids, play it on your favorite string. It sounds horrendous, but it's fun. And they can hear a whole time. I've done that at concerts. You know, play it once in starting on first string or the G string, and then let them play it whatever. So it gets their ears like, whoa, this is crazy, wild fun. It works. So let me show it again. Here you're showing this. So this finger pattern for the violin and viola in position. On the cello, it's quite similar. However, I had a habit of loosening the bow, so I can go. All right, so extension. And watch here, harmonic. So you have the extension and harmonic, teaching from Rote to the cello to do this. There's the fourth finger harmonic. So I put it out of tune. I had a little messy note on my third finger there. You might have noticed. Well, what the heck? It's how dry I am. It's not like pressure to get this thing perfect. You can put it on another string. How many times does the kid get a chance to play position on the C string? All the different patterns. I add a little vibrato, so the kids may see that and think, well, I'm trying to do that. You can do it without vibrato, depending where the kids are with that. On the bass, I didn't bring a bow out here, so it's a little hard to demonstrate. And then some of these, if you ask or put in the comments and you'd like to see me demonstrate the things written out on the instance more specifically, I can do that to you, or I can help you out at the place. I'm sure you can email me or the comments, I'll follow up. On the bass, without the bow, it's a little hard. A lot of shifting, but it's okay. They cannot have to necessarily be so accurate in this, and they can keep working on the accuracy with that. So, how dry I am. Funny words, how dry I am, how what it'll be if I don't find the bathroom key. Go with that. Have some fun with it. All right, the last song I'd like to do today is also in this book, and it's called Popcorn Party. And I transposed it from the book. It's originally in A, and I do it in D to accommodate the viola. But there's a lot in this little song. And it's longer, so this is not one you're going to want to do one of these other ones ahead of time. But this, I think it is the name because we have to shift up for harmonic. We have that's the first third of the song. So this song is an ABA song. It's formed as a melody, a new section, and a return back. So you get an opportunity here to actually teach music or form. But here we are, teaching the violins and violas fourth finger. You could do that, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do this. section, there's a bow lift. And then return to the song. So, let's talk about the middle section. Then you have so the new learning here is here. I'm having trouble getting that today. There you go. So now you're teaching a harmonic to everyone. And so again, the rote thing, you can have the kids go around one at a time and go bowing, bow plates. Because it's high harmonic, you need to go closer to the bridge. The opportunity to teach in that way, so that it's all, again, rote, no stands, they're not looking at the page, they're not focused on the page, they're focused on playing posture and so on. So this little lick here, 1 to 4, octave, pretty involved, and then the return. So let me play the song all the way through for you, so you get a notion of that, and then I'll see what we can do as far as showing about the cello and bass. So. That's the complete song. With the bass, it's a little more challenging to do that. Without a bow, I can't really, it'd be hard to demonstrate some of that. The cello does the same thing as far as you have to shift for the octave and then go slide up to the harmonic. It works well. Again, by the rote teaching, you can do that all at once. So I'm about ready to wrap things up here. And if there are questions or comments, please put those in there in the comment section, and I will make a plan to get back to you about it. This has been a kind of a dream for myself and KC Strings and Anton Cruz to help with Global Strings Lines and have live webinars. I hope you enjoyed what we saw today, and I would love your feedback. It's very important to me to get your feedback. If you have ideas and thoughts, please share them. I hope to do more of these. I would like to do some about how to tune an orchestra and use the student groups. And I'd like to do the copy me and presentation so you can see that when it's student groups. And please give me your suggestions.